I love travel photography because it never gets boring. Every day there's something new to photograph. But what's more is there's a new challenge, a new obstacle I'm faced with. This morning, it's architectural photography, my nemesis. I don't have an eye for architecture. I don't have the attention to detail. But I have a camera and the desire to constantly grow and learn. And some mornings, that's all you need. So I'm just wandering out onto the streets of Belfast. It's 6 in the morning and I'm heading to Titanic Belfast, and I'm gonna potentially be meeting some other photographers there because in the Facebook group I said I'm gonna be shooting there, and potentially I'm gonna be shooting some photos by myself. So let's walk.
I can hear music grow louder. Top going down while we're riding. Nothing like us, babe.
Just want to talk quickly on the way about a couple things. The first thing is it's cold and it's really windy. It's like 5 degrees. You're gonna ask about the gloves. They are my Valorette gloves. I love them. They're absolutely beautiful. They're helpful. They're photography specific gloves. But I also hate them because it means it's cold and I hate being cold. The other thing I want to talk about is Belfast. I'd been to Belfast before. I was here like, I don't know, maybe 4 years ago. And I remember thinking, I like it. I'm surprised there's not more tourists, but I wasn't like blown away by it, I don't think. Now, through a photographer's eye, I just see so many images. I think there's so many locations. Of course, there's Titanic Belfast, which we're going to because it was just like, it was the one that came to mind first. But just walking around the past couple days, there's so many locations. There's St. Anne's Church, there's Queen's University, there's City Hall, and there's tons of really cool architectural stuff downtown. There's lots of really cool street art downtown. So I think if you're a photographer, give Belfast a chance. I think there's tons of images to be made here.
Glorious. Looking real pretty like Kylie. We bring commotion, no hiding. No one like us, babe.
Made it to the building, Titanic Belfast. It's impressive. It's even more impressive than in photos. I think there's a lot of places you see pictures of them and you go, wow, and you get there and you're like, I think it looked better in the picture than in real life. And then there's places that are the opposite. I think part of that reason is because this is just a big building and there's no leading lines or obvious foreground here, so I think it's just a hard photo. It looks like there's a couple people here, so gonna meet up with them, do a bit of a walk around and figure out a shot and try to make a cool photo of the Titanic Belfast.
We are glorious. So bang on the door, step to the floor, stir it up now right till the morning comes. We're gonna bang that drum, drop in the beat, all that we need, turn it up now.
I've done a total walk around of the Titanic Belfast and come to the conclusion that I need to be a better photographer. I haven't found a single shot. There's nothing obvious. It's hard. It's hard for me at least. It's such a beautiful, huge, massive, incredibly powerful building, and there's no obvious shot, which makes it really hard for photographers. I've just been trying to find anything to put in a foreground, but every time I find something, it's off symmetry-wise, or there's like a giant lamppost blocking it or something like that. So I think this is a case of I'm gonna have to probably just pick out details. Instead of trying to get the entire building, I'm gonna go around the building and try to pick out details. It's definitely not my strong suit. In fact, if there's one thing I'm really, really bad at, it's the details.
Till the morning comes, we're gonna bang that drum.
I lied, there is an obvious foreground. It's just way too obvious. There's the giant Titanic sign right in front of it. And yeah, it works. It's so obvious though that it's almost ridiculous to be taking it. And I am taking it though. I'm gonna get it out of the way. And then I kind of have an idea that there's some water running around the building, and I thought that maybe, potentially, I could do some sort of panning up and get a really tall image that, I don't know if that's gonna work, but this looks nice at least. And worst case scenario, you knock out the iconic, obvious shot, and then you move on to creativity.
that could stop us. You and me sparkle like stars.
I love a good challenge in photography, and this one is getting me good. I just keep looking for shapes and geometry and angles, but then I can't fit everything in. I can't get everything in the frame that I need to or that I want to, and it's just a pure battle. It's almost like the architects of this place were like, you know what? Let's build a building that will really, really frustrate photographers. A building that's so beautiful, but just impossible to capture. And yeah, it's definitely been a battle this morning. I feel like almost like back to a beginner. I feel like a beginner. I'm just walking around, snapping away. I normally at a location like this, I'd take maybe 3 or 4 photos and just knock something out and really lock in on something. I've taken like 30 photos, just 30 or 40 photos, just trying to get something that works. And I'm gonna keep snapping away for a little bit longer.
Just no one like us, babe. We'd be glorious. And you could try hating or shaming. There'll be no bowing or taming. Nothing like us, babe. We'd be glorious. So bang on the door, step to the floor, stir it up now, right till the morning.
I said it early on, I think you need to shoot the details at a place like this. It's just too frustrating trying to get everything in the frame. So I got into the water, into the fountain, and I'm shooting 16 to 35 and just kind of playing with reflections and details.
Comes, we're gonna bang that drum. Dropping the
But it's probably time to pack up and head back to the conference. But it was good to sneak away for some shots this morning, for sure. And the boys just came. What's your Instagram?
Connor Phelan Photo.
Connor Phelan Photo. Go check him out. Connor's, everybody in Ireland's named Connor. What's your Instagram?
Hi, it's Giuseppe Milo Photography.
Sweet. Go check them out. We're going to the conference.
beat, all that we need. Turn it up now, right till the morning comes. We're gonna.
So I'm sneaking away from the conference for a little bit for a good reason, because I'm going to pick up the limited prints I had done here from Rush Digital. I think they're like a 10-minute walk away. I'm really excited to see how they came out. So yeah, let's head that way.
Bang that drum.
So these are beautiful, I think. The paper initially looks,
Oh wow, yeah, it looks
Flat.
phenomenal.
yeah, it looks flat, and then
Yeah,
you
it is
get this lovely, see that lovely soft sheen on it?
That
See
looks
it?
phenomenal. Looks great.
And there's just the softest texture. I suppose if I pull it just across the table like that.
That looks
So,
great. These prints came out just unbelievable. And I think I've learned a lot about printing and as well, and what looks good on prints. The prints are now wrapped up in here. I'm about to take them out, number them, sign them, and put them into these tubes and ship them away. But I'm pretty interested because one of the prints I did, and I don't print often. People ask me all the time how often I print. I print once a quarter now. I haven't printed in ages. So rarely, if ever, never on demand. And I did take a request on demand to print something, an image of Scotland, for somebody who said it was their 10th wedding anniversary and they wanted this image from where he proposed, which was the bridge to this castle. And so I decided I was going to do a one-of-one print for this person. That print is smaller, but it looks unbelievable. The quality is just next level. So I'm really happy with how these came out. I know that everybody's gonna love them when they get to them. And I guess it's time to put in the legwork now. Sign, seal, deliver. So all the prints are rolled up. I want to give a massive shout out to Rush Digital. They were so helpful at getting these prints out, and they look incredible. If you're in the UK and you need printing done, give them a shout because I'm like mind blown by it. They also just went way above and beyond. When I was there, I didn't have things to ship in, so they sent me tubes and they sent me lids and they just sent me off with everything I needed to ship, and I don't think I was prepared otherwise. So massive thanks to them, and again, go check them out. Rush Digital in Belfast. I'll link them in the description in case you guys have printing to do. And that's it for today. I'm gonna go out and drink a little bit, or not a bit. Just a bit. And so I'm not hungover tomorrow, with some buddies here, and then I'm actually off to even Northern Ireland tomorrow, and that should be fun. I'll see you guys there. Peace.